Welcome back to another game of Approaching Infinity. This is Season 3, Episode 2. We are going to continue where we left off in our last episode. I believe we were headed on to Sector 4. So, looks like we need to kind of top off our supplies here first. Here. Oh, and... okay, moving on. Alright. Nope. We already did this. Oh, jeez. Alright. Let's try this again. Okay, so we're going to move down here. We're going to head on to the warp and move on to Sector 4. It is rich in natural deposits of microchlorothane. Collect 14 and return them. Alright, and then there's a bad batch. Tainted narcotics have found their way into the market, driving down the price. No one in sight. Okay, so we don't want to be selling them. Here is the microchlorothane that we're supposed to be picking up. And very quickly pick that up. Now these here are asteroids, you can mine them. If you get special equipment, you can actually bust up these. Oh, and look at that, we already found the banker station, which is pretty sweet. So, oh. And a pirate after us. See, the problem here is he's outside of my range. There we go. Alright. And we have what appears to be the barren planet. Environmental damage 11. Can't do that. I believe we are still stuck at 4. I keep looking here. Alright, here we have what appears to be a good Terran planet, so we'll be able to land on that and check it out once we finish exploring. Alright, so we're going to let these pirates... What we need to do is increase the effective range that we can shoot at. Because that's the current problem right now, is that these pirates fly away and I can't shoot them. Seem to have a decent gun, as is evidenced by destroying him. Alright, so this guy's down to 13%, and boom, done. Alright. Jeez. Come on, there we go. These guys are a pain in the butt. Hopefully that's going to be it for the pirates. You always have to watch out for them that they gang up on you. That kind of worked out, that they were sort of spread out through the system and didn't really gang up on me. Oh, jeez. Alright, that was the guy that got away earlier. Now he's dead. Alright, let's see. No. Oh, here's a few more asteroids. There is another pirate. Oh, I was hoping one of these would turn into a spacecraft. There's a certain percentage chance that destroying any other spacecraft will lead towards Sigorn Freighter. I'm assuming that's a friendly. Yeah, attitude non-hostile. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Alright, anyways, there's a percentage chance that they can turn into a spacecraft, spaceship you can actually board and get things off of. That did not happen here. Let's go stop in here. Ah, nice! Scientific fertilizer. Thank you for collecting the microchlorothane. Good 7,000 credits. 990 for 1,000. That is not a good price. We're not going to sell. We will, however, restock. We'll check out our commodities here. We'll sell that for spaceship outfitters. Let's see if there's something good. All right. Damage goes from 18 to 21. Range. See, we were just discussing this. Increasing the range, and I might just go with that. Let's see what else we have first. The screen, same, the higher recharge amount, slightly slower cooldown. For the same amount, I would rather save the money, although that's not very expensive, but that's not a huge upgrade. Warp drive, that's actually a decent price for the increased range on the warp drive. We might, and lower supplies used, and a slower cooldown. This is pretty much awesome, and we actually have a fair number of credits at the moment, so I might just go ahead and do this. And this laser pistol is, wow, this is just working out really well. So this essentially doubles our damage for the away team, so we're definitely going to get that. I think we're going to go with this warp drive, and I think we're going to go with the gun. It's only a slight increase in the damage that's being done, but the increased range is going to help with what we just went through, and being unable to shoot a lot of those pirates. That should help quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and buy that. There was a bunch of change to drop, but it's kind of this incremental improvement is really help, how you can get further in the game. If you just stay with the early ones, are always looking for a great increase. It might never come. Sometimes a slight improvement like that range can make all the difference in the world. let's go to the pawn shop. None of these are particularly expensive, and I can get those, as discussed previously, from the crafting menu. You can get the ability to build these here, and we can get the parts from them if you're not going to get a lot of money out of them. The warp drive, 7,000. Actually, I think that's selling back for more than the one we just bought. See, the contract says nothing right now. I think if we explore a little bit, we can do that. Let's see, we don't have a warp drive yet right now. I think we can salvage for that. Although the warp drive is not going to increase our crafting ability. So, without doing that, I think although these won't either. We're going to salvage those. I think I actually am going to sell that warp drive. 7,900, boom. Alright. That kind of earns a little bit of cash back. Alright, let's go. So, it looks like we have 2 Terran planets we can check out here. Let's do that. Yes, I know. Speaking of, can I... Oh, not quite yet. I have 317 out of 421 necessary to promote, so not quite there yet. Would love to get some mountain walk. Oh, anybody who's been watching before knows that I'm not a big fan of the burning essence. Gotta be very careful. Oh, great. So there's multiple kinds of these guys here on this planet, but there is a cave. Now we're gonna kill the burning one first. They are just terrible. Alright, this is... we just picked up some narcotics that I believe... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This world is not being easy so far. We're collecting data for each one of those kills, but it's still... I'm a little hesitant to explore too far away from this, the space shuttle here, just because I'm uncertain about the ability to get back. I'm a little worried about that. You can see how quickly those guys respawn there, that it doesn't take very long. If you run away from a group, by the time you get back around to them, there could be dozens of them. So it's definitely not something to be taken lightly. And it's very, very easy to just get yourself killed. And as we know that I took a chance, and I have my captain on the away team here, which is something to be concerned about as well. Considering if I die on the away team, that's the game. So want to be pretty careful about that. Kill these guys as we... Ooh, see? Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. That you can get a group of them like that, and they are nasty guys. Alright. Want to make sure none of them are kind of filling in behind me here. Yeah, definitely don't like messing around with the burning essence guys. I think they get a little bit nastier in the higher levels, and sometimes it's just best to turn around and just leave. It's not even worth the effort of having to rebuild a team or anything like that. But what we are gonna do, we're gonna check out this cave here. See what we can do. Tend to get a lot of data out of these things. Picked up some credits. It's always helpful. I'm not seeing any oxygen here. Be nice. Alright, we're gonna roll back. It's always nice to pick up oxygen when you're down in these. Really am looking... Oops, see? Perfect example. Boom. That just bumped us right back up. You can actually go above your maximum amount of oxygen. So if you find a bunch of those in a row, you can end up with a huge amount. And if you have a good suit to start with, it's another easy way to earn quite a bit. Some narcotics up there. There's some more oxygen. Gonna pick that up. So we have quite a bit here. Except when you run into dead ends like that, that's not very helpful. Same thing there. Wonder if there's an exit anywhere here that we're down to a second level. Oh. Those rocks there, they can cause a collapse on you if you're not careful. Perfect. We're gonna actually head back and refill here. I don't feel like catching any weird diseases. Again, if you do run out of oxygen, it exposes you to the atmosphere. If you're on a planet that has a breathable atmosphere, you can keep walking around without worrying about oxygen. But the way it works out is you pretty much always get some kind of disease. And the way diseases work is that you can heal yourself if you have the proper skill to do so, but otherwise you pretty much just have to pay in order to do it, to get it healed when you go to a banker station. So that's more or less how that happens. I am not seeing a second level here to drop down to, so this must just be a single level cave system, which kind of stinks, but it does give you, you know, an extra whole board to kind of explore and check out, and you get the data for that, and sometimes you pick up sweet things in the meantime, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. Alright, so that kind of sucks, but what we will do is maybe explore just a little bit more. Kind of taking a chance here. Not listening to my own advice to just run away. Oh! And we found... Alright, now we're going to run, because they're starting to expand quickly, and I don't care about the last little bit. But we just found, I think it said that was the last clue. I found enough clues to lead to Phyrexian Star Temple. So, Phyrexianian Star Temple. So that's in Sector 6, which is 2 sectors away, which we can actually jump to because I have that one that allows that to happen now, to jump multiple sectors. But what we're going to do is we're going to... Oh, jeez. Oh, awesome. Picked up some antimatter. Nice. That new gun is totally worth it to have that extra range. Alright, so we're going to go here and check out this other planet. What do we got here? Just some mud and some trees. Trees basically just exist to block, oh geez, more. Those guys are such a pain in the butt. They expand so quickly that if you hit a group of them, it can be a huge problem because they can actually expand faster than you can kill them. So if there's 3 or 4 of them and they're pumping out 1 or 2 every turn, you run into a quick problem where... Oh, cave wall. Interesting. Apparently this is landed in a cave system, which is different. Yeah, so they can also pose a pretty significant threat. Ah, jeez. What are the chances you're going to come across 2 planets in the same system that have those fire essence? They are such a pain in... I've had it happen before with the fire essence that you go exploring around and you run into a massive group of them that are blocking your ability to get back to your shuttle to get off the planet, which is just such a pain in the butt and is really frantic when you run into that because you think, oh well, if I'm just consistent about it, but it's literally one of those things that each one that you kill in front of you spawns one in the same place, or the one next to it spawns in the same place you were just in. So you're killing, and they're just standing in front of you, and you're not getting anywhere. This planet didn't give us a whole lot. Unfortunately, there was only so much to explore. You can't go past these cave walls or anything, so I could, really try and get a little bit more here. And there you get, extra couple points of data. And it looks like that might be it for Sector 4, because we can't explore that barren planet. So we're going to go back here, and I am not... Interesting how the price changed. Earlier it was like 900 for 1,000 credits, and now it's 6,000 for 10.5, which is actually not bad. I think 2 to 1 is about the most you see, but I'm doing okay on credits. I can always sell more later, so I'm just gonna restock. Check the commodities now. I think I don't want to sell narcotics. I think that's a low price for them. I will, however, sell everything else. Okay, that's decent. The outfitters used laser target scanners. Oh, that's just your range that you can see, and that is the same what I already have. Pawn shop, nothing. Ah, here we go. Contract. Certain planet, Sector 5, is a species of fluorescent berries that we wish to exploit. Travel there and collect 14 samples. I like the collection ones. They seem stupid, but they're kind of easy. It's easier than the ones where it's travel to this area and kill so many of a given thing. There was one where I had to kill a bunch of the fire essence and the burning essence, and that was not a lot of fun. Alright, Sector 5, here we go. Oh, I should have probably shown there. If you saw briefly there, it actually now is showing 2 sectors ahead because my warp drive now allows me to jump 2 sectors at a time, which is very helpful if you take a quest and you have to go back to, you know, 3 or 4 sectors in order to collect on that quest or something to that effect, or if you want to find some planets that you weren't able to explore before, it's very helpful to be able to jump multiple sectors because of the cooldown that's involved with it, which can be a couple hundred turns, which isn't a big deal, but you're basically just sitting there holding, you know, skipping turns because you've already explored the sectors, so there's nothing to see. But let's take a look at what we can find here. Oh, didn't realize. I guess I have to find the Gruff sector. These guys, eventually you can become kind of neutral to them. I forgot that I'm not to that stage yet. He is messing up. So he's at 40%, and he's dead. All right. So he took me down to 18 on my shield. Oh, uh-oh. It's a good thing he didn't shoot again. All right. So let's hope we're just gonna kind of hold out here. Yeah, we're just gonna regen our shield real quick. Waste some supplies, but apparently they're pretty aggressive in this sector. Oh, geez, this is what I'm talking about. Wowzers. Okay, so we are... Alright, again, we're going to regen our shield. Oh my gosh, these guys are crazy. Wowzers. And none of them... Oh, nice, it did turn into one. This is what I was talking about earlier. So you can see here that we have a shipwreck, and we can go on. Although now, I think if there are some of the sectors, or some of the other... Oh my gosh. Wowzers. There are a ton of ships. We have barely explored anything. We're through almost half of our supplies for the sector, and we haven't even really seen anything. Oh, we got a couple planets here. One we're not going to be able to... Toxic one we can't do, but here's a Terran one we will be able to check out, so that's good. I'm hoping that that's just about all the ships. They can... Without a very powerful gun, there are other ship designs where you can have multiple weapons, which is very helpful because that allows... Essentially, there's a cooldown for each... Wow, look at all these planets. We still can't check out that Baron one, but there's... I wonder if that's even possible in, you know, in the physics of, you know, reality to have two planets that close to one another. It's... Wow, look at that grouping of planets. That's crazy. We can't explore most of them, unfortunately, but maybe we'll be able to come back to it later. All right. Okay, so it looks like... we can check that out. And there's, like, you know... That's the one thing about this game is it does not tend to create systems that are feasible within the real world. I guess you kind of have a binary system here, but there's, like, a random pulsar and, you know, things like that that probably wouldn't really all be existing in the same area. So we've got the shipwreck here. We have another shipwreck down here that was just spawned when we joined this one, and then 2 Terran planets. So we're gonna go and we're gonna check out the banker station. Oh, there is supposed to be... Alright, that's the next sector. Certain planet and... Oh, this tells you which planet it is. 14, 16. Good, it's one of these. Yes, it's that Terran planet. Sometimes you get a quest and it's on a planet you can't land on, or you'll just take a lot of damage when you land on it. So that's a good thing that we can actually go to that. All right, selling 7,000 for 12,000. That's still decent. Ooh, but we can hire a science guy. Although I think that's what I am. Science. Well, beggars can't be choosers in this situation. What you can eventually do. The best thing. A lot of these skills don't stack is the problem. In terms of, although I could make him a field medic and then I don't have to take my captain down anymore. Oh, speaking of which, I can promote my captain. Well, we'll do that in a minute. So I can hire Hex Exion, nice name. Stats. Oh, and he already has hazardous material skill, which cuts the damage of stats effects like fire and poison in half, which is going to be actually really helpful to have on the away team. So when you get hit by things that cause burning, especially when you deal with multiple ones at the same time, that'll be helpful skill. So we're going to restock. We're going to hire that guy. Go to the commodities exchange. That is a pretty terrible price still. Outfitters here. Alright, so plasma rocket. This I can already tell is probably a no. Yeah, that range sucks. Yeah, no. The range is bad. The cooldown is lower than what we have now, so instead of being able to fire every other turn, I could fire every turn with this one, but it uses a small number of supplies, but that doesn't really bother me too much. But the problem here is that the damage isn't good and the range sucks. Laser scanners at range 4 is what we already have. A light speed drive, that's worse than what we already have, is a no. Stun shotgun. Alright, so it's got a slower speed, but it can hit 2 targets. It has a 2 range, higher damage. I think we're going to go ahead and do this. So, adjacent targets. So if you have enemies on the away team that are next to each other, this will now damage creatures next to one another. And mountain climbers, yay! This will allow us to walk on mountains. Gives you a huge range, and you can it's so much faster, so you don't have to go around mountains anymore. We're definitely going to do that. That took most of our money. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, well, we'll go and explore these planets first, and then we'll see what we're doing. New contract. Take this mysterious package of the bankers in Sector 7. Even easier, you don't even have to, you just have to survive to Sector 7. And just to explain, pay it forward. This is the type of game where you tend to die a lot. And what you can do when you have a lot of money, which I do not right now, you can pay forward money that essentially puts it in the bank for future characters to then draw on, so that you could save a lot of money if you have a lot, and then a future character can take a bunch of cash out and start with a lot of money at the beginning. The shipyard, you can buy ships. I have, and it costs 300,000 credits, which I do not currently have, and then one I have can only trade in for 17,000, so that's not going to happen, and we can get out of here. Alright, let's check out our new guy here. We're going to check him off and put him on the away team. Hazardous materials, we already discussed that. Okay, so my captain can promote now. So what I usually like to do... there's a couple of options. Virology is what I was talking about earlier, which can help to cure a disease. It helps to identify artifacts, more data from pickups. I thought there was one... Oh, I thought there was one for the crafting, but I don't see it here now. Constantly work to cure disease. Damage bonus on away team. Reduce status effect. That's the one we just saw. More data from space exploration combat. That's just more money. Increase away team survival is not a big deal because we're healing the whole time, so that's not really necessary. Increase away team sight range is not a bad idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to do damage bonus on away missions, and then if I survive long enough to upgrade again, we might go ahead and do the away team sight range and just make this captain all about going on the away team missions. Okay, so boom. Alright, so you can see the effect of that by going to active effects. It says away team damage bonus is plus 15 now. And I've got mountain climbers on, heal away team is plus 2. Immunizer, status effect reduction is plus 50. Improved data gathering. So we have some other effects that are also, I'm not really sure what those are coming from. And alright, let's check out these planets here. Oop. Oh, jeez. Oh, we got another one, nice. Alright, sweet. Now we have a few things to explore here. This is going to be a pretty substantial sector to be in, which is great. Alright, be careful, Captain, of course. Alright. And mountain walkers, yay! Awesome. And this is a piece of ancient alien art. The effectiveness of this is actually, other than looking pretty and checking it out, is that it gives you a bunch of data, which I think we had it gave us like 200 or something like that. Alright, oh jeez. How many planets in a row now have we seen these burning guys? It's ridiculous. And again, it's not that they're necessarily dangerous to kill you up front, it's them expanding behind you, like that guy right there. If I didn't kill him, he could have started expanding behind me when I wasn't paying attention, or just exploring further down. Alright, we're gonna fall back here. Oh, mountain walkers is the best. Water walkers is also really, oh, that is what we're talking about, and we're getting the hell out of here. And I'm leaving. Don't even care. Not even gonna bother with it. I don't know. Hopefully you got to see that. That was ridiculous how many guys were all in one area, and that is what you have to worry about, is you just run into a mob of them, and they're all just splitting off and expanding and creating new ones all around you, and it's not worth it. We're just gonna run away. All right. Oh, here's where those things we have to find, the fluorescent berries. And there's my new shotgun in effect. That's helpful. Oh, and the increased damage. I guess I should have taken a crack at trying to kill those guys. I forgot I had the increased away team damage, but I don't think it was worth the risk of getting killed. Ooh, and a cave. Nice. Ooh, we have different mountains. Snowy mountains. Nice. You don't often see two different kinds of. Oh, come on. One thing. I wonder. No, it's not making a pattern. So the developer of this game, what he did do is maybe, well, it's kind of looking like it might be. I don't know. We'll see. It's basically some of the land features. He somehow put a seed in it to create like patterns, or it'll spell words or things like that. There's a guy. Oh. And it kind of looks like this is making a picture of some type. Doesn't look entirely random. Let's see. That's where you can get in trouble with these guys. Oh, I'm at 14 out of 14. Nice. So I found all that I need to for these things. What we're gonna do is finish exploring. It looks like this should be something. Is it? I can't really tell. It looks like this should be a pattern, but I can't really tell what's making out with the mountains and stuff here. It looks like it is something. It's probably like a magic eye thing that I just can't see it properly. But sometimes it's literally just words written on the screen. It's kind of weird when you start, like, that kind of looks like a G, and it's like, oh, it is, because it's spelling words. All right, let's check this cave system now. It's a good start. I'd like to find me some oxygen immediately. Those guys are... Alright, so we'll keep exploring here, see if we can find something. Maybe drop down to another section of the... Alright, we might have to fall back, and yeah. Yes, I think we're gonna fall back. Refill our oxygen. Let's see how many this is. Alright, so we have 126 to start. And down to 100, so it's taking at least 16 to get back, so we need to make sure that we have at least 16 available when we get back to this level 1 here. Is that water or hydrocarbon lake? Interesting. Underground hydrocarbon lake. The oxygen always helps. I hope we can find another multi-level cave system here. They're a little more interesting than... yeah, we'll fall back and refill. The nice thing is when you can find a bunch of oxygen, or you have a better suit that gives you a large starting amount, it makes the cave systems a little bit easier. Early on in the game, it's kind of tough to really explore very far in the cave systems without... Yeah, see, if I had water walkers, I could walk out onto this and cross this section, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen right now. And it doesn't look like we have, yeah, unfortunately this is another cave system that is only one section. There might be something over here, but we can't get to it because there's not a land path for me to get to. That's salt water, interesting. Next to a hydrocarbon lake, that's gonna have some interesting properties. Okay, so we'll just fall back. We can go to the banker station and collect on... I think it was a banker station. Enough clues. Oh, that's that. Certain planet. Blah 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 blah. Return to the bankers. Nice. So, oh, jeez, this sector has been just. Why am I not able to shoot? There we go. That's weird. Okay. Yes, the captain is indeed on it. Alright, so that's radiation, which basically means you don't want to walk over those specific squares. You can walk all around them. You're kidding me, right? Well, I walked through it just because I know that I can heal. And we also had the damage reduction. I don't know if that applies to radiation. I think you're supposed to get a radiation suit. What's going to stink here is that we are going to... That was a Gruff soldier. Oh, I forgot this was a Gruff ship. Yeah. Is we're going to have to pass back through that to replenish our oxygen. So that's kind of going to stink. You don't usually see these things form where you're immediately getting damage. Yeah. Yeah, that's a solid... Well... it's not that much damage, actually. It's only a few points. And as you can see, I kind of regen them pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. These damaged ships, they are very fragmented, and so frequently you're unable to... Wow, he did a solid amount of damage. You can see right here, this is a good thing to point out, is the survival chance. And that 83%, what that more or less means is you can take that number times the number of your crew, and that will show how many people are going to survive the mission, more or less. Sometimes you can get away with... well, there's a guy over there I can't get to, so that's cool. I think that kind of looks like that's it, because these are damaged sections that are impassable. I'm not really seeing any way around any of this. There's not a door to get in here. So it looks like that's all there is. There's a few supplies, killed some guys, got some data maybe. That's about it. So we'll pull out, and no big deal. Alright, let's move on down to this ship. Yep, the captain's on it. How about we target the guy who's actually in range? Whoa. I'm gonna... Wow. That is a lot of soldiers. Wowzers. Okay. That was a lot of guys to kill. We are kind of gonna stand here and... Oh! Can I can't pull out? Oh, because I'm... Oh, 5 members of the away team died. Well, that wasn't the most opportune time to pull out, but yeah, so we can go and replenish our crew, I guess, if we need to. Maybe we'll go check out this ship first, and then... Yeah, that wasn't ideal. That was a lot of guys to be fighting at the same time. And I don't have a particularly powerful weapon, nor a very good range, is actually the bigger issue. What did I just pick up? Cloaking device. That's cool. I'm of two minds with the cloaking devices. They're kind of like a last-minute, last-ditch effort, kind of get you out of immediate danger, but they're not very good. Basically, what happens is it makes your ship invisible, which is logical. However, they have a very long cooldown time. Jeez. This is health right there, so we'll pick that up. So that long cooldown time with the cloaking device means that if you do want to fight, or if for any reason you try and come out of it before... if you're still in any type of danger, you're basically screwed, because there's no shield. So you're only dealing with your armor on your ship, which doesn't provide very much protection at all, basically. It's kind of like a non-regenerating shield, and it's god-awful to repair. If you manage to get damaged on your armor and then you don't, and you survive, which is not always terribly common, but if it happens, it's super expensive. And it's actually cheaper if you have enough pieces to just build new armor for your ship, which doesn't make any sense at all in the real world, but that's kind of the reality of the situation. So let's oh, we picked up a lot of supplies that we could not hold, so we collected those. That's 9,000. That's cool. 14,000 for 26. All right, we're gonna sell. We're gonna do it. Fully restock, and we have to hire a crew because those guys died. And we're gonna sell everything. I just feel like getting rid of it. All right, we're back up to 54,000 credits, which is good. Kind of had bought a bunch of stuff in the last sector, but generic defensive arc missile. No, that was the one we looked up before and decided we did not like that. So we have that cloaking device that, you know, whatever. Laser pistol. Oh, that was the one we replaced. And then oxygen replenisher increases suit oxygen. Interesting. That's an interesting idea. I believe that would replace the mountain walkers for the away team. Or can you wear two things? No, I don't think you can use two things at once. The away team gear. So if you do, oh no, I don't want to do that because I would sell it. Let's get out of there and look at this again. Try this again. Away team gear. So if you do installation, yes, that replaces the mountain climbers. But that is an interesting idea for a section, or a planet with a cave. Maybe to install that, because you won't really need the mountain climbers if you're just dropping down into a cave that's close enough. So that'll be something interesting. We can potentially try that out. What we are going to do is go to crafting, and we're going to salvage this laser pistol, which actually is going to increase our skill. And then I think we're going to do the same thing with the cloaking device. I guess I could hold on to it. Screw it. We're gonna salvage it. So now you can see that we have a cloaking device, we have light ship weapons, we can make a shield, side armor, melee. The lab, you can see we're starting to get enough parts, at least for some of these things. Probably have a few. Yep, like this one right here is 5 out of 5 that we can do it. Oh, we can promote this guy. So, don't need that. We could do data from pickups, more data from space exploration and combat. I might do virology just in case. Well, it's kind of a contingency one. Whatever, we'll do data from space exploration and combat. Alright. Oh, we need to pick up these. And we're gonna do that. Or sell them. Still nothing new. Okay. Let's check this guy one more time. Let's see if we can't maybe survive just slightly longer. Alright, these Gruff soldiers are... The ship must have done... For being a ship that I destroyed, there are a lot of people that survived the destruction of their ship. It's kind of crazy, really, if you think about it. How many people have we killed here? How many Gruff soldiers? Alright. And exploring. Oh. I just stabbed that guy to death. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, there are a lot of people that survived this. Which I mean, I guess the ship's looking like it's in decent shape. Stop running away, you jerk. Come here. I guess he saw that I'm just murdering the entire crew of this ship and decided to run away. Yeah, this guy too. Stop running away. Let me kill you. Ooh. Oh, sweet. Use excursion suit. That might be... Let's hope that that's a better suit than what I currently have. Because we've had this same suit since the beginning, because nothing has really been an improvement. So let's hope. Because we could really use something better. Usually it's kind of a mixed bag. You know, better in two things. Better range, but less oxygen, something like that. 100 turns. Alright, we are going to go look at here, this suit. Alright, so better H. It's actually an improvement in almost everything except it has reduced damage reduction, but I think a 3 is okay. There's only a certain type of planet that's either a 3 or a 4. So what we might do is we're going to install this one, because it is mostly an improvement on everything, but that damage reduction is important. We'll hold on to this suit for now, because there's not actually a reason. I'm doing okay. The thing, it ends up taking up a space in your cargo. You can see here there's that, and there's that oxygen replenisher we talked about earlier. Okay. Alright, so here. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna move on to Sector 6 after this, but we will kind of top off everything here. That's fine. Sell that data, sell that stuff, Still nothing good here, and we're not gonna pawn, and there's no contracts. Alright, so we're gonna move down and just go right onto the warp, and we're gonna call it a day right there. Thanks for watching. I'm Fanatic62. This is Approaching Infinity, Season 3, Episode 2. Things are going pretty well. We seem to be improving in here, but everything can kind of turn on a dime. But things are looking okay here. We're going to be moving on to Sector 6. I think that that Star Temple is in Sector 6. So we're going to go check that out, and if all goes well there, we should get an artifact. We'll kind of see what happens with that. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.